What is up, Planeswalkers? Theorix6 back with some more Magic the Gathering Arena. Don't forget to head on over to clifftopgaming.com and use promo code 6 for 10% off on orders over $10. And while this fantastic New Year season is upon us, it's 15% off of everything. All of those sweet singles, those sweet accessories, all over on clifftopgaming.com. So definitely head over there, check them out. Use my promo code. It's a good deal. It helps support the channel. Now today, finally, I've gotten to a point where I've won with Infinite Raptor. Right? I played 4 games, and I won all 4 of them. I played 2 in normal play and 2 in ranked. So at the very least, you know that the deck functions. And I think the reason it functions now, it has more to do with my mindset than anything. I was trying so hard to make this a dedicated combo deck, and I decided I should just make it a deck that can win with a combo, but also just, like, is going to try and win with, like, Regisaur Alpha and Ripjaw Raptor. As you can see, relatively few creatures, but it does still function as a normal dinosaur-ish deck. Obviously, because we are still trying to get this combo out, we are running potentially suboptimal plays by not running things like Carnage Tyrant and Galtos and things like that. But this is meant to be a Polyraptor combo deck. Anyway, the way the combo works is you get Forerunner of the Empire, and then you put a Polyraptor on top, and then you cast Assure to make your Forerunner indestructible, casting then Polyraptor to have infinite number of enraged triggers, because a new one will be created. It'll deal 1 damage to each creature, and it'll repeat. The reason you have to give this indestructible is because after 3 pings, he kills himself, because he doesn't say each other creature. So that is why we are running Assure. Now, I should note that there have been plenty of suggestions for what I should do instead of Assure, and I found that I just preferred Assure. The fact that it's 2 mana, the fact that it's instant speed, it all really helps a bunch. Dauntless Bodyguard is probably fine. The reason I don't like it as much is because it is a creature, and it does have 1 power, so it can theoretically disrupt it. The reason it's potentially better is because it costs 1 mana. Shield of the Realm is a card that is better in some circumstances and a lot worse in others. For example, if you're able to get this out early, it's totally fine, but it can't do anything for protection. So with Assure, at the very least, if you're on just like the normal beatdown plan, you can just make one of your creatures indestructible against a board wipe so that you can maybe still kill your opponent. But Shield of the Realm doesn't really do that. Shield helps with Forerunner of the Empire, but not technically like any of our other dinosaurs really, because we are going to want some of them to get pinged, and this one's a lot more situational, but it is nice that you're going to be able to play it out early on and equip it for 1, but I found that it just wasn't as effectual as Assure was. Make a Stand makes all of the creatures that you currently have indestructible, which is nice, especially if you have Regisaur Alpha. That way Regisaur Alpha doesn't die, so that you can have like a haste combo as well. But I just found that the fact that it costs 3, which is the same reason Chance for Glory is not being played, the fact that it cost 3 was kind of the biggest fault against it. It was really difficult for me to have essentially 8 mana plus an additional 3. 8 mana plus an additional 2 is a lot easier to do. And Chance for Glory, in my opinion, is the best of these options that I decided not to go with, because of the fact that it gives your entire board indestructible, which means that Regisaur Alpha and Forerunner of the Empire would both be indestructible. And it is protection against board wipes and against control, where you know you're going to lose if they wipe your board anyway. You can just cast Chance for Glory and hope that you top deck something good or like lethal or something like that. So Chance for Glory, in my opinion, is the best of these, but I found that if I'm trying to just go for a more combo-oriented game, then Assure is the best for me. Additionally, like if you have to, you could just get 6 power with Assemble, but usually you're not going to want to do that. Anyway, back to the actual deck. Okay. So, Forerunner, all that stuff works. Technically, you don't need the full combo, and that's what I've realized I shouldn't be focusing on. You can just play Forerunner, play a Polyraptor, and I think you get 8 Polyraptors at the end of that. I'm not entirely sure. We hopefully will see it in the game, but I believe you get around 8 or so with just having Forerunner, and it just comes out and dies. And then if you have Regisaur Alpha as well, then your Polyraptors will have haste. So how do we get to that point? Well, we have a bit of ramp in Commune with Dinosaurs, which isn't true ramp. It just gives you either a dinosaur or a land. Unfortunately, Forerunner is not itself a dinosaur, which is stupid because all of the other Forerunners are the things that they're supposed to be. But of course, Forerunner of the Empire isn't, which is really frustrating because it makes this deck harder to pilot. Thunderherd Migration is a fantastic way to ramp. It's essentially rampant growth in this deck, since most of the time we should have a dinosaur in our hand. And Raging Raptors. What you will often do if you have double Forerunner of the Empire is you'll play 1 to get Ranging Raptors, to play out the Ranging Raptors so you can start getting pings on that, so that you can get up to the mana required to play Polyraptor, because Polyraptor costs 8 freaking mana. We also have card draw and card selection, so we have treasure maps. Sometimes you just keep drawing garbage, and you need to not draw garbage, so treasure map helps you scry, and the extra treasures not only ramp you to be able to actually cast Polyraptor, but it also allows you to draw more cards. Ripjaw Raptor, likewise, is something that allows you to draw cards. Again, a different scenario is, if you have 2 Forerunners and you have plenty of lands, you can Forerunner for a Ripjaw Raptor and try and draw more cards, if the case is that your opponent is holding up like removal or counterspells or something like that, then it's the correct play most of the time to just try and draw more cards, especially since Ripjaw Raptor by itself is a totally fun card. We also have a nice removal suite because we're kind of like a weird mid-rangey deck thing. We have 3 Fiery Cannonades, which help a lot against a lot of the aggressive decks, 3 Deafening Clarions, which help a ton against the aggressive decks, and 3 Ixalan's Binding, which help against pretty much everything else. I should note that Fiery Cannonade helps a ton with our deck because of the fact that it doesn't kill Ranging Raptor or Ripjaw Raptor, and Deafening Clarion helps a little bit less because it does kill Ranging Raptor and Forward of the Empire, but hopefully you're not in situations where that occurs. We are running 23 lands since we get a decent amount of lands out relatively quickly in most scenarios, but this is what our mana base looks like. Anyway, enough talking, let's get into some games. And I'm going to play this in Ranked because I did win some games in Ranked. So hopefully I'll win some more. Oh, going against player 249842. I assume that means they had an offensive name that got censored. I'm not entirely sure, but I think so. So this is a great hand. We have a nice tap land going early, and then we Thunderherd Migration, showing Ripjaw Raptor, and we probably play the Raptor on turn 3. Yeah, so Thunderherd Migration is going to ramp us from 2 to 3, and then on turn 3, we're going to have 4 mana. And it's probably just better to play the Ripjaw Raptor. Ooh, especially since we have Deafening Clarion. So we're going to go and show the Ripjaw Raptor. We're going to get a Mountain. We're going to pass the turn. Next turn we Sunpetal Grove, Ripjaw Raptor. Opponent is on red-white. They could be Jeskai, they could be Boros Aggro. Let's see what they are. Red-white for now. But we are just going to go ahead and play out the Raptor. Raptor, I think, is best here. It does mean that our Thunderherd Migration is going to cost more in the future, but next turn we can probably just treasure map, or honestly, we could even just hold up Fiery Cannonade. Let's see what they're on. Okay, that's very interesting. We're just going to Thunderherd Migration and play out the treasure map here. And we'll go ahead and reveal this Polyraptor, which is nice to see. For what it's worth, you can just play out Polyraptor and then Fiery Cannonade it into Deafening Clarion it. So that is something that you can do. Here, I'm just going to get another forest, I suppose. Play out this treasure map, put a stop on our upkeep. Our opponent might seal away our Ripjaw Raptor, which would suck. But that makes me think that our opponent is on some sort of weird control deck and they're just not drawing well. They could also just be on aggro and be drawing really poorly, which I'm fine with. Because I just want to show the deck work. Odd for Roscoe definitely makes me think that this is a... Oh god, no. I think I know what it is. I think this is red-white, I don't think I need that. No. I think this is red-white Prison. I've played this on the channel before. Alright, Forward of the Empire is nice. Go and attack. I'm not gonna lie, I'm slightly worried that my creature's just going to die to a Cleansing Nova. So I don't really want to play out the Forerunner here and potentially get no value. I think I would rather just pass the turn and cannonade at end step. Yeah, I think I just like that better. Forerunner doesn't really add too much. I would get a Ranging Raptor, and then if I get board wiped, I'm in a tough spot, so. So my opponent could Lightning Strike my Raptor, but that's fine because then I'm drawing 2 cards. But this is very obviously not a deck that's going to be running a lot of creatures, especially not any that are going to die to Cannonade, so I think this is fine. And if they do play a Shockout. Okay, so I have another Forerunner. So I'll probably end up playing this one, since I do have 2 now, and get a Ranging Raptors. Getting a land here is fine, because I do want to play Polyraptor at some point. So I can go ahead and play this, play out my Forerunner. And I still have Forerunner Raptor in my pocket. I should have attacked first. That was definitely a mistake on my part. I should have attacked first, just because I don't want to give my opponent all of the information. Karn is having a little bit of a headache here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is gonna go, so I'm gonna lose 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I could just go get another Polyraptor. I don't hate that idea. I would use like all of my treasures. I'm actually gonna go Regisaur Alpha. Cause that actually helps me better with burst. Yeah, I think I like Regisaur Alpha heal. Here, I can speak words. So let's see if... Interesting, sure. I assume they're going to get a plains? No, mountain. I actually don't think I want to flip my treasure map just yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I assume these are going to go boom. Yep, Cleansing Nova. That's what I thought. But I don't think I want to flip this, because I assume that my opponent has Star of Extinction, right? And if they have Star of Extinction, I don't want to give them a good target, right? So I have no reason to use Treasure Map here just yet. And I think getting Regisaur Alpha was correct, because this means that I'm going to put a lot of pressure on my opponent, and they have to deal with my board. And I still have the ability to Treasure Map on my turn, because Star of Extinction is a sorcery. So let's see if they decide to use it now. Yep, they're targeting my Rootbound Crag. Well, they were looking at my Rootbound Crag. Yep, I was completely correct. This is exactly why I waited, because hitting my treasure map would have been a much better play. Let's see. This is gonna get blown up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I'm gonna keep Forest on top. Yes. Potentially wrong, but it's fine. So I can play out Polyraptor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I could play out Polyraptor. I think it might be better to play out the Forerunner. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's sack, and I could get Raging Raptors. Polyraptor does fine against Star of Extinction, but it doesn't do good against Cleansing Nova, which is why I'm a little worried. Because if they have another Cleansing Nova, I would rather have a Sure in my hand to protect it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Draw a card. Okay, I think this is fine. Oh, but I would have to use all my tokens when I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's fine actually. I'm actually going to get Ripjaw Raptor because I want to just draw more cards, and I just need one more land. So if I play this now, I'm going to get a card, and I'm just going to need one more land in order to get Polyraptor's ability. But this is lethal, so I'm forcing my opponent to do something. And if they do use another Star of Extinction, then they're going to give me a card. Yeah, this is definitely the Boros Prison deck. Yep, another Star of Extinction. I think they were correct for not hitting my Treasure Cove. Keep me with Dinosaurs is not exactly what I want to see. Ixalan's Binding is fine, but not great here. So we'll Commune. I get a retreat to replace the one they just took. And we'll Raptors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we'll pass. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's possible I should have just played the Polyraptor. I was just worried about Cleansing Nova. Yeah, it was probably correct to just play out the Polyraptor early. Because now I was just going to keep blowing up my lands, I assume. If he plays out the 3-mana artifact, the Crucible of Worlds, then I would be able to blow it up. So I need another Regisaur. Ripjaw Raptor is nice. So this is just going to get stymied, but There's like no reason for him not to attack. Yep. 3-4. Play this out. Darn, yeah. I may have lost this game to being a coward. I should have just played out the Polyraptor, I think. Because he needed exactly Cleansing Nova, and he hasn't even been through 25% of his deck yet. And I don't remember if this deck runs 4. I assume they do. No, I think I ran 3 and 3. I think I ran 3 Settle the Wreckages. But I definitely ran 4 Starve Extinction, so yeah, I think I should have just played out the Polyraptor. As opposed to going for like the quote-unquote safe option. I think being too safe here definitely was like the death of me. The problem with this matchup though is if I'm gonna lose, it's gonna be to like a concession. Which is unfortunate, but it's possible Field of Ruin might be fine in this deck. Like, honestly. 3 mana. Deafening Clarion? Oh, okay. I get a land. I'm gonna get a land first. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I'm gonna draw first, because I want to draw land. So I don't want to thin my deck of lands. Cool. So now I get a land, and I can play Polyraptor next turn. The problem is, of course, my opponent is probably just going to kill my Polyraptor. like now that I got rid of now that he's used 2 Starve Extinctions and he's drawn a little bit, I bet he has the land. But my opponent is just gonna be able to blow up my lands consistently, so I need to just play out the Polyraptor. If it lives, I get to Deafening Clarion, and that's gonna be helpful. But I'm just expecting a Cleansing Nova, which would be sucky because they've only been through 40% of their deck. Oh yes, okay. Starve Extinction doesn't matter to me because I have a Polyraptor. Draw first, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, okay. This is actually fine. Like, this is what I was saying. Like, Polyraptor just replaces itself. And he's already used 3 of his stars. So we're not technically done yet. This replaces itself. Cool, cool. And this doesn't exile. No, it just untaps. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and play this. They've been getting rid of my red. And I'm going to play this first. And do both, because I can gain some life. The life gain's not going to matter, but my opponent only has 3 cards. They're going to be able to, you know, undo this, but I'm going to shock it? Seems like a bad idea. You're not going to kill me with damage. Oh, I guess he is. I think this deck wins with Banefire as well. But, yep, that's fine. And then I'm just going to treasure map again. So I can try and draw more good cards. And we do have a pocket red land. I'm probably going to keep this in my hand. Just so that I will have access to red at any given point in the game. No need to just play it out. I think it's correct to just hold this until I need it. Because my opponent has been correct in going after my red sources. I think they pretty much knew early on what I was trying to do with the deck, and they were correct at going for their red sources. So now my opponent has access to draw into Cleansing Nova. Do they have it? Okay. That's unfortunate, because now they have 2 Compass activations, but they're still on the ropes. Unfortunately, I can't do... No, opponent, what are you doing? Oh, okay, that's fine, yeah. They're still on the ropes, though, because they only have 2 cards in hand. The treasure map's going to help, but... Well, I'm just going to Binding the treasure map, I guess. I don't need a Sacred Foundry. I could use my other Regisaur. Another treasure map's not terrible. It's not good, it's not terrible. I'm going to attack. This doesn't add white, so I'm just going to force them to do this. Maybe they misclick. I will play the other treasure map. The question is, do I hit their treasure map? And I think I do. Because the treasure map... I mean, they have to hit this. Wait, did they mess up? No, okay. I have to hit the treasure map because they draw. It just gives them so much options. So I think this is correct. And I think I play my other treasure map. So, like, this was... I think their treasure map was, like, their lifeline to be able to keep doing stuff. Forest, go away. Alright. Okay, we're potentially doing it. They have 2 cards, 3 cards. They get to draw another card. it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard for sure, but we're not out of the game yet. As soon as we're out of the game, I'll let you know, because I will concede and I'll be like, oh. Honestly, as soon as our opponent draws a Cleansing Nova, we're probably just actually screwed. So, come on, opponent. I need to get to other games. I must show the people the power of Polyraptor. Also, I'm really upset. I could not find high-res art of this card. I looked on Mark Bam's website, and he didn't have it. I scoured the internet, and I could not find high-res art for Polyraptor. I'm so sad, because the art is, like, really cool. Like, it shows, like, a dinosaur in, like, a contemplative state, looking at a reflection of itself, which is, like, actually a clone. I don't know. It's a really cool concept, and I just couldn't find art of it. I'm sad. I'm so sad. And for those of you who are curious about how I do my my thumbnails, I essentially look at the deck list and I say, I like Google the name, so I was like, Polyraptor art. And then I go to Google Images, and then I do tools, and I do size, and I do large, and then I find the largest image, and I take it, and I literally put it on like a film. You're gonna binding my binding? Incredibly rude. Oh gosh, okay. I had to put a stop on the upkeep. Because I can start drawing more cards. Yep, you're using treasure map now. So if I get Regisaur Alpha, nothing really happens. Because they still don't die. Okay, that is Regisaur Alpha. So we do want to draw this. How much mana do I have? Because if we get one more dinosaur, we can win. If we have enough mana. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. So if I scry, I have to get exactly Raging Raptors. And for what it's worth, that is what's mostly in the deck. But if I don't scry, then I heard... Oh, wait, I have Sacred Foundry. I forgot I have Sacred Foundry. I can still actually just play that. Oh, fantastic. I think we win. I believe that is actual lethal. I found the lethal puzzle. So then I play Regisaur, and I have 3 mana. Fantastic. We found lethal, boys and girls, and Apache helicopters. I don't know. Freaking got there. Wow. Actual wow. And these only produce colorless. There's nothing that could save them. We did it. Didn't even combo. We just had Regisaur Alpha, and we're like, hey, lethal puzzle, dude. That was galaxy brain right there. I just galaxy brained that game. All right, this is probably going to be a 2-game video, but that was a good game in my opinion. We went against a relatively hard control deck, and we pulled out all the stops. Well, we have turn 1 Commune into turn 2 Thunderherd into turn 3 Ripjaw Raptor, so I think this is actually fine, especially since if they're aggro, we have Fiery Cannonade. If they're control, we have Ixalan's Bonding. Yeah, I think this is fine. Excuse the drinking sounds. I am thirsty. And I forgot to press 5. 5 is my OBS shortcut for mute. So we'll go ahead and play this, because if we played that, then it would come in tapped, and I would feel like an idiot. And we will get a plane. No, we'll get a forest. I was real close to clicking that plains, and that would have been awkward when we wouldn't be able to cast our Ripjaw Raptor next turn. Alright. Play out the Raptor. Next turn, honestly, we could just Fiery Cannonade to draw a card, which is not terrible. Opponent is potentially in mono green. Ooh. Only 2 lands in a green-black deck. Seems bad. What's the JC song? I got 99 problems, but a land ain't one. Hit me. I'm gonna go ahead and Fiery Cannonade. I'm literally just cycling Fiery Cannonade. Oh, I guess that's something I forgot to bring up, is that with a Ripjaw Raptor, Fiery Cannonade cycles. So in a matchup like this, where I don't need it, I can just cycle it. Yeah, our opponent is screwed. So we have the Polyraptor, so we just search for a Raging Raptor so that we can get the mana necessary to win. The thing is, I don't think my opponent's going to stick around. So we can do 3 decks. We can do 3 games. Yay! Awkward win, but that still counts as a win. All right. I'm just gonna stay in ranked. I thought about going to traditional or like to normal play for a second, but I was like, I don't want to jinx it. Like I go to normal play and I face off against mono blue tempo or something. Stelvolo. I remember to mute myself that time. This hand is bad. Is it? We have Commune with Dinosaurs, and we're going second. Ooh, I really want to keep this. I'm really, really greedy. I'm really, really greedy. Ooh, I want to keep it so bad. You know what? I'm keeping it. I don't care. This is just a fun game. Oh god, we're screwed. Everything bad happens to us. How could I have known? I'll take a Sunpetal Grove. Next time we play out the Sunpetal Grove and the Thunderherd Migration, and then hope we top deck another land, and then we play a Ripjaw Raptor, and everything's fine. Mono green. Do they have another land? Ooh. Mono green living dangerous, and we have the other land. Alright. So if we can top deck our board wipes, our opponent just like loses, right? Even if we don't, our Ripjaw Raptor contests their board relatively well. Wow, and they're just attacking for 3 here. Alright, I'm just gonna play Ripjaw Raptor into a Regisaur Alpha next turn. They need something to remove my 4/5. Alright. They can play Steel Leaf. That seems fine. I could just binding it. I doubt they're gonna attack me. So yeah, actually, I think just binding here is correct. Because this takes a lot of power off the board for something like Ghalta. It means if they have any other Steel Leaf champions, they can't play it. I could start attacking, but I don't think I will. I think I'm just going to stick to the plan of play a Regisaur Alpha next turn. Is that music too loud? Nah, music should be fine. All right, let's see what they can do. Going into attacks. Going into the second main. Another Lenoroth, alright. I'll just play out the Regisaur. And do I attack with the Hasty Boy? No, I think I attack with Ripjaw Raptor, though. I assume they don't block, but... I mean, we have a decent amount of power on board. Next turn, we can just play another Ripjaw Raptor and attack with them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 turns. 2 turns we can play out a Polyraptor. So those get to evolve, essentially. But they're still too small, so we can still kill them. And now they play Ghalta. All right, now we're getting scared because Ghalta's quite large. It's possible I should have saved binding for Ghalta, but interesting. So I could block here. 4, 4. 1, 2. So if they get a land and they have Gigantosaur, these become 5/5s. They become harder to kill. But I really like having the haste. No, I think it's correct to block one. Ow. Alright, one more land, and we get out a Polyraptor. No attacks. And I think we do just block with Ripjaw Raptor. We might double block, actually. Draw 2 cards. Block, like, the Crawl Harpooner here. If our opponent plays the enchantment on this, is gonna suck because it's gonna hurt. Yeah, I mean that's our opponent kept a really risky hand. Like if I have 6 board wipes in this deck, and I was unfortunate that I didn't draw any to punish my opponent. It's possible that Ixalan's binding hit on the Steel Leaf champion was wrong, but then they would have Ghalta out earlier, and then I guess I could have gotten rid of Ghalta, and I had 4/5s to block. No, I think it was incorrect. I think I should have saved the Ixalan's binding, knowing that Ghalta's a bigger threat. So, let's see, if I block here, here, up, here, and here, then I take 7 damage, and these both die. This dies, this lives. I draw 2 cards. I think this is fine, as long as, of course, my opponent doesn't have instant speed buffs. I feel like, yeah, usually they don't. So, we're down to 6, and a decent amount of his board is dead. Quote-unquote decent. We get to draw 2 cards. Hopefully one of them is a land, so I can play a Polyraptor. It's not very... Oh, okay, there we go. So I can play a Polyraptor. The problem is that I'm at 4, and I die? Because that's 10. No, I would. No, I would. If my opponent attacked with Llanowar Elves, then I would die. Oh, that's the worst. That's the actual worst. If I play Ranging Raptors... Oh, I guess I can... So if I play Ranging Raptors, then I have 8 blocks, 4, and I'd still die. So if my opponent attacks with both Llanowar Elves, then I'm dead either way, if I play the Foundry or Raptors. So I think I have to commune with Dinosaurs and try to find either another Ripjaw Raptor, which I believe does save me. Yes, or a Regisaur Alpha. I think that's my only out. Oh my gosh. I'm so good at this game. And I believe I can take the 2 damage. Okay, let me do the math game. Let me do the math real quick. Get out of my way. Alright, so I'd go down to 2. I'd have these 2 to block this. I'd take 2 damage from this. I'd go down to 2. I'd be at 1. Okay, I think I can do it. Alright, we're alive. We are currently living. The problem is, I'm pretty sure we're just dead the following turn. Because we still go down to 1, and then I can't deal with Ghalta unless I draw another Ixalan's Binding. So I would need to draw exactly Ixalan's Binding, and something to deal with the other Llanowar Elf. Which, to be fair, is not impossible. But it looks like my opponent has Rabid Bite, which means that we are just dead. So, as you can see, this deck is a little ineffectual against larger dinosaurs, like Ghalta. But also, to be fair, my opponent kept a really risky hand, and I didn't draw any of my board wipes, which I have plenty of. Oh, okay. That's not exactly what I thought it was. And also, to be fair, I do think the binding was a misplay. I'm not entirely sure, but I do think it was a misplay. So, how's my... You at least can attack with Ghalta for, like, 100%. Right? Like, I have 10 power on board. I cannot kill Ghalta. Feel free to not attack. Like, absolutely don't attack. If you disconnected right now, I'm not going to complain. That is not my problem. He says, right before he mutes himself, to take another swig of his root beer. Feel free to pass the turn. I'm not going to pass judgment. I'm just waiting for my opponent to just give me the mad BM. Or am I the one who is disconnected? Now I have to go and check Google Chrome, because I'm worried that I've disconnected. Loading up Reddit. Nope, I am connected to Reddit. Looking at some of those Elder Scrolls Legends art spoilers, because I am allowed to like other card games. Oh my gosh, that Flesh Giant is hideous. That's a Flesh Atronach, what am I talking about? Dark Seducer, probably some sort of Cultist to Mehrunes Dagon, Shad-Gorath, Random Campfire in the middle of Morrowind. No idea who that's supposed to be. Alright, well, looks like our opponent may have disconnected, and we might get to survive. If we play out this Polyraptor, and we're still at the life total we're at, we could just win? Because then we can, like, block and kill Ghalta, then we have, like, we have a free block on Polyraptor. Yo! Just gonna go ahead and cast this Polyraptor right here. And not attack! See if my opponent has reconnected, or if we get a free win. So I should say that this is absolutely a loss, right? If our opponent attacked us, right, we'd be down to 1, right? They attack with all 3 of these. Block. We'd take 2 damage from this, go down to 2. We'd block 1 of these, we'd go down to 1. We'd get 1 land and 2 cards to draw. We would have to draw exactly Ixalan's Binding to get rid of this. This would be alive. So we'd have 2 creatures that we'd have to deal with. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we would have needed to get 1 other creature, which is not terribly hard in this deck, I suppose. Yeah, we weren't just dead, I guess. But it would have been an uphill battle for sure. Yeah, so take it as you want. I'm taking it as a win, because it is. I am not gonna lie, I'm a little I'm just a little upset that I wasn't able to do the infinite combo, but this deck can do an infinite combo. And essentially, you have to just decide when to stop. I should note that when you do decide to stop, you're going to have to hit decline a bunch. And that, I think, shows one thing that Wizards needs to implement into the game, which is they need to implement a resolve all option. So, like, if there are identical triggers on the stack, you should say resolve all if they are not May abilities, or if they are May abilities, have yes to all, no to all. The problem is that would only include things that are already on the stack. So something that they could do is, like, for that turn cycle, it has yes to no, or yes to all, no to all, and then you might be saying, well, how do you stop it if it's like an infinite thing? Turn on full control. You can't do yes to all, no to all if you have full control on. And I think that might be a solution. Obviously, I'm not a game designer. I have no idea if that, like, would work, but just in general. We're at 178. All right, cool. A lot of people have been asking me about the vault progress and have been wondering why I haven't opened it. I don't have a reason. There's no reason not to, but I also don't have a reason to. I have, like, a bunch of wild cards left, and I have all of the commons and uncommons. There's not a single one that I have not collected. I'm missing a ton of rares and mythics still. And this isn't me bragging. I like actually have to get these things to make all of the videos that you guys want to see. Like, I don't even have Tetsamok, which I didn't realize. So if you guys want to see Tetsamok, it's going to be a little harder. I feel like I should make a Tetsamok deck, because Tetsamok's cool. But yeah, like, I'm super excited for the next set. I should stop rambling like some sort of weird person. I'd like to thank my lovely patrons, especially Salamander and Zaraga, for their continued support. If you'd like to join them in supporting the channel, you'll find links to that down in the description below. You'll also find links to my Discord server, where we talk about Magic things, and where we, like, duel each other, and when I'm streaming, you guys can duel me and kick my butt, because I'm not a very good Magic player. Yeah, that'll be in the description box as well. Hope you guys liked this video. If you did, go and tap that like button, add a subscription to your mana pool, and cast a comment to the comment section down below. Until next time, all will be one. I just realized I'm a lot chippier than chipper. I'm a lot happier than yesterday, even though, like, I didn't get to combo off. The deck is fun to play. I'm rambling.